What's up, guys? Back in the gym for the first time since we came back from Vancouver. Um, so, yeah, I guess I'm still a bit sore or whatever, but I just felt kind of unfocused and I wasn't able to hit the weights I wanted to. So, yeah, it was a little bit all over the place. I did actually more side pressure sets than I normally do, but I kind of skipped out on some of the last exercise. I don't know, just overall it somehow wasn't as perfect as I wanted it to be. Um, but again, it's I guess better that I got something done. So here I'm trying to PR on these rolling handle deadlifts kind of thing, but I literally couldn't get it off past um I'm guessing 115 or 120, which is about as the most I've done last time, so that's kind of disappointing. And then after that, I tried using a bench for my side pressure sets just to give something for me to lean my body on. And towards the end, I kind of figured out that letting my elbow float above it felt more natural. But it actually helped because the bench pushing sideways, it's not actually holding that much pressure. If I actually push the bench, it would tip over to the side pretty easily. But even just the little bit of 10-15 pounds of pressure that it can give me, it helps me balance a lot better. Because before, it was almost as much trying to core and trying to lean the correct way, and that was really hard, and it made it slightly easier using the bench. So I guess overall it was pretty good. And then I also figured out that maybe I should be doing these sets with the rolling handle, because I if you know, a while ago I was just kind of well, I don't see the point in it, and I stopped doing it. And I still feel it's not that hard on my wrist, because the weight I can use for side pressure is not way less than the weight I'm technically able to, I don't know, contain with my fingers. But at the same time, I felt that using the rolling handle, it kind of simulates a different, it's a different motion pattern or whatever. But anyways, I'm just trying to do whatever's in the program, so just keeping the whole thing more flat, not coming out from the top. It kind of took away the scraping my forearm thing. I still had to grip the handle super high to avoid that, but that is what it is. So yeah, I did the side pressure, and the side pressure, it was around 50 to 55. It was from 45 to 55. That's where the weights were ranging. And the last time I was able to do just sets with 55, I think. So about the same or a little bit less, even while I was doing less reps per set. Although I did do more sets. And it was okay. My elbows and shoulders are definitely feeling it. Right now it feels pretty okay, but I guess in a way it was not too painful, but it sucked. But I guess in a way that's a good thing, because it meant I actually did something. Yeah, and then pretty much similar situation with everything else. Pronated side pressure, I used about the same weight or a little bit less. I felt a little bit difference. I think at first the bench actually made it harder, because I think maybe I was more strict, or I don't know, I thought it would be easier, but it made it harder. But then after a while I felt that it was getting easier, I was getting used to the movement and so on. So definitely figuring more things out. Yeah, not a perfect workout, still figuring the exercises out in a way. But yeah, so I did those, pronated side pressure, and then for the eccentric handle, I was able to, I guess, technically PR. So one set I did 65 for 8. The last time I did 4 sets of 8 with 60. So this time I did 65 for 8, and then the second set I couldn't get through the whole set, so I just lowered to 60 and finished it. And then on my left, like, actually I should have mentioned at the beginning, because I had been doing both right and left past week or so. In the beginning I was like doing like 60 on the rolling handle, like row basically, although it's supposed to be the deadlift. And it was like hurting my wrist, so I just like skipped on it. But I did end up doing the side pressure. Like, I was kind of not sure, like, even if you pay attention, like, I do all my right hand stuff first and then go to the left. And I was kind of like not wanting to do it, but I decided I should do it, so I did like probably a couple less sets, but I still did some stuff with my left. And yeah, so the East versus West tournament is next Friday. Not the weigh-in is next Friday. Tournament is next Saturday. It's only like a week and like 2 days away. So yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of people that I've been hoping to beat to be able to like be top 10 in Ontario are gonna be in my class. So once I start thinking about it, like, I definitely get a bit nervous, but like I just decide, like, I've decided I'm not really gonna think about that stuff too much. The main problem for me is that I'm like 190 right now, and the class is 170. So I remember last time I was 2 weeks out and 190, and I was like dying to make 176. So this is maybe, like, I don't want to say it's impossible, but like mentally right now, like, I'm still saying that I can do it, but as we get closer to the event, we'll see how feasible it is. I mean, technically, like, I know that it is physically possible. Like, if it was life and death, I know that my body is capable of sweating out water to lose weight. So I'm still holding out a bit of hope, and if I do everything perfectly, like, hopefully I won't have to sweat too much. But I'm still pretty determined to make the weight instead of just pulling the 200 class, because I've been talking about making 170 for a long time, and it kind of, I mean, it doesn't have to be that way, but if I just like if I don't make weight, it kind of makes the whole like preparation, like, it kind of like ruins it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I guess, like, I'll just talk about like some stuff. I haven't been doing the voiceovers for a few videos. I was actually not even gonna do it on this one, because I just thought, like, oh, it's not like, I wasn't even that happy about the workout. But a lot of things happened. So I went to Vancouver with Miguel, Ursula, Derek, and Alexander. So we had a couple good practices. I guess one of the things I learned there is, and I should have started talking about this a long time ago if you really like want to know what's going on in my mind. I watched the match between Herman Stevens and Chu Min-gyung, who like won the Over the Top tournament. I did an interview with him with Pradeep, and he was setting up with his arm vertical at the front of the pad, but his wrist as dumped as it gets. So it was like he was making his wrist as low as possible to gain, front of the pad and vertical, right? So before I like was aware of the whole low hand thing, but like mostly I thought people were kind of setting up high and then dropping to the low hand. Like, I don't know, I just never really thought of, like, but like just looking at it, it made me like, it forced me to think about it. Just like seeing it be so like drastic, in terms of like how low he was setting his wrist, right? So yeah, I just thought about it for a bit, and I wanted to try it. So way back, like like 2 Saturdays ago, I was pulling at Loki's place. It's the one where I bench and then afterwards I pull a bit. And yeah, I tried setting up low a little bit, and I felt it actually felt really good against hookers, like everyone says. And Yeah, because before I sort of thought that low hand, like, because once you're trying to top roll, for me, like, I don't even really think of it as like high or low. I do set up high. I try to stay like set up vertical, and then off the go, I'm trying to not get turned over, and usually, my hand will just go to that position where I'm kind of like in a low hand, whole hand top roll, and for me, that's just like the only way to like not get turned over. It's just kind of what happens naturally. So I never gave much thought to it, but I feel that I guess technically right now my strong spot is right there, where I'm not like I'm a little bit dumped, like with my fingers like below my thumb, and I'm just turning, twisting on my right. That feels really good right now, and it feels like it can be pretty sticky to like curl in. I think if you wanted to hook it, you could hook it, but against a top roll, it feels really good. And I'm also thinking about just setting up low as well. Like, not that I'll do anything next Friday or Saturday, but like those things are I feel like I need to learn more about those. And yeah, watching like some of these guys pull like Alexander, or just like yeah, like Alexander from Ukraine. Like I'm finally starting to understand like more like what technique is supposed to look like, cause yeah, like I had just been like really focused on um never losing a hand position, like that, like that's one of the things where I started to just always be at the front of the pad, um and climbing, but I feel that I'm starting to understand what like actual textbook form is supposed to look like. And I also like, for some reason, I guess I've had like a couple experiences where the strap is really low and it's just loose, right? It doesn't feel tight, so and I don't even know why, like, cause I guess like loose strap probably isn't even that bad for me in some situations, but I had this idea that like a strap is supposed to be really like tight and like wrapped around, like really snug on your arm or whatever. So I was always like against going super low, and even in matches I'd be like, oh, a little higher. But I actually just tried to have the strap low, and it felt actually really good for, like top rolling, which is like basically all I do because I'm loading back pressure all the time. So that's like another thing that I think I'm gonna start doing more, or that I learned that I can do, is put the strap really low. Um, and I was also watching the video with Artem and Larry Wheels, and I do like tense up. Like, I'm not like a complete dummy in the straps, but I never like had like a system of doing it. You know what I mean? Like I just went by feel, kind of. But to see the way he explains like how he does it specifically, that was really interesting. Like, in the strap. Um, yeah, and just like always, it really motivates you to like dedicate like time and effort into something like arm wrestling that you love, and to see that other people take it as seriously as you do, and to meet like high level guys, and to just immerse yourself in the culture for a bit, is a really good experience. Um, so yeah, it was really cool. Um, and I'm trying to think like maybe what else I learned. I learned that I can beat John, um, and I can like top roll him. Although, like, I mean, it depends what you mean by top roll, because maybe like some people think you have to take the wrist, but I can go out and he can't turn my palm over, so that was cool. And yeah, so I'm just about to wrap up my workout here. I was supposed to do like 4 sets or something, 3 sets of 15 on the rolling handle, like cupping. I don't know why, if I was just tired or whatever, but like it just felt like shit. So normally I just like push my leg against the machine and like try to just push it down with my arm, like really like basically like a side pressure workout, because I can't really cup like, because I was doing like 90 or what was the weight, like 70 pounds or something like that, and I can't actually cup that weight just like with no momentum. My elbows are so sore I didn't even feel like doing it, so I just did more like strict with less weight. But anyways, like that's kind of how my workout went. Tomorrow or Friday, hopefully tomorrow, I'll do the back pressure workout. That one I haven't done in like 2 weeks, because like last week before going to Vancouver, I wasn't able to do it. So hopefully I'll be more fresh. That's not even true, because my like brachialis was so sore after that last weekend. But hopefully I'll be able to do okay. Hopefully PR, or at least like be at the same like range. And yeah, I'll hopefully keep you guys more posted with the voiceovers as well. Yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.